Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wildwood Park and the championship game of the 2022 American Legion State Tournament. Our championship game features Manitowoc, managed by Keith Stengel, and Eau Claire, managed by Mark Faunus. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for our visitors from Manitowoc. Center fielder, number 28, Dan Schmitz. Left fielder, number 4, Alex Lensmeyer. Shortstop, number 8, Brock Peterson. First baseman, number 32, Ridge Guyette. Second baseman, number 5, Ashton Portman. Catcher, number 22, Reese Stengel. Designated hitter, number 24, Brandon Stefani. Right fielder, number 7, August Hecker. Third baseman, number 3, Travis Coleman. And starting pitcher, number 25, Nathan Stefani. And now the starting lineup for the home team from Eau Claire. In center field, number 4, Luke Erickson. At second base, number 7, Jack Kane. Pitcher, number 2, Dylan O'Connell. Shortstop, number 25, Gabe Richardson. First baseman, number 5, Sam Feck. Catcher, number 15, Jonah Hansen. Right fielder, number 18, Jack Redwine. Left fielder, number 6, Mason Koska. And third baseman, number 12, Will Thibodeau. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride in victory, and keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. To honor America and those defending our freedoms, we ask those who are able to please stand, remove your hats and headwear, place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello everybody, Jordan Lorenz, Chris Wright on the broadcast for the championship game. It is Championship Saturday, and it comes down to this. our second and deciding game as to who wins our State Legion AAA baseball tournament. Will it be Manitowoc? Will it be Eau Claire? That is the question, and we will be finding out in just a few short hours from now, as Eau Claire's win over Marshfield has punched them their ticket to the Great Lakes Regional. We know Manitowoc and Eau Claire will be playing in Midland, Michigan from August 3rd to the 7th. We'd like to give a thank you to the American Legion, as they are the largest wartime veteran service organization aimed at bringing patriotism across the U.S. through community service and devotion to mutual helpfulness. Their vision is veterans strengthening America, and one way they do that is through the sponsorship of youth baseball. Tonight, we thank our veterans for their service to the United States and the support of such events. Thank you to the American Legion. So we get ready to go here in the top half of the first. Eau Claire coming off an 11-7 win over Marshfield. At one point, it seemed like that was going to be a run rule game, and Marshfield began to trot their way back little by little, but too little too late as they lose 11-7 and are the final team eliminated from this tournament. Fond du Lac, Genoa City both went 0 for 2 and they were out. De Pere and Middleton were 1 for 2. Sheboygan went 2 for 2. Marshfield goes 3 for 2. All of those teams eliminated from the tournament as we get ready for Manitowoc, the visiting team, to lead off with Dan Schmitz. Manitowoc's lineup includes Dan Schmitz at the 1, Alex Linsmeyer at 2, and Brock Peterson at 3. The 4-5-6 is Ridge Guyette, who's going to look to get out of his slump, Ashton Portman and Reese Stengel, and then Brandon Stefani, August Hecker, and Travis Coleman make up the 7-8-9. Defensively for Eau Claire, it's going to be Dylan O'Connell doing the pitching, and he is going to be caught by Jonah Hansen. Over at first base is Sam Feck. Jack Kane remains at second. Will Thibodeau assumes the third base position, and Gabe Richardson goes to short. And the outfield left to right, Mason Koska, Luke Erickson, and Jack Redwine. This a rematch from just yesterday where Eau Claire defeated Manitowoc 10-0 in 6 innings, and the first pitch comes in for a strike. Manitowoc had just 2 hits yesterday. Brock Peterson with 1, Alex Linsmeyer with the other, and they were shut out, run-ruled, our first run-rule loss of the tournament. Second pitch swinging, Dan Schmitz up the middle it goes, and that is going to be stopped, but it will be good enough for an infield single. Way to start things off for Manitowoc, getting a hit off of Dylan O'Connell.
O'Connell's a pitcher. Normally your shortstops are pretty good athletes.
Got
so
some good arm.
Sending him to the mound as on your 6th game or whatever. That's,
yes, that's the problem. Pitching depth. We've talked about it time and time again. We're going to see what he can do. In Manitowoc, they'll be throwing Nathan Stefani, who entered the lineup for the first time yesterday, as Linsmeyer takes ball 1 outside.
And definitely throws some heat.
First pitch ball to Linsmeyer. Schmitz already on first base. Second way up there. Dropped. Schmitz going to hold up over at first.
Walks was the problem in the last game. Jordan, too many by Marshfield.
Marshfield allowed Eau Claire to put up another 10-plus run game as the 2-0 pitch hammered foul. And it could still be in play, going back to try and make a catch, but not enough time to catch up to it with Sam Feck. Eau Claire won 14-3, then they lost 4-5, but then 15-9 win, 10-0 win, and 11-7 win. That only game they didn't put up 10 runs was against Sheboygan, so you look at it that way, and all of their games to punch their ticket here to this state tournament ended up being in 10-plus runs, so only one game in their last 8. They didn't put up 10 or more runs, and they're getting 10-plus hits as well, which is a real crazy thing. Manitowoc couldn't shut them down yesterday. They're looking to start off hot in this game, fouled it back off. If you remember yesterday, Dan Schmitz got on with a leadoff walk and a real close play at second base. Linsmeyer was able to reach on a fielder's choice, but Schmitz was called out, and Manitowoc couldn't recover from that situation. They started off good with their first 3 guys getting on base, but it didn't result in anything. Count 2-2 O'Connell deals to Linsmeyer. Fastball. Linsmeyer pops it up towards left and going to make a move, actually coming over as the center fielder, but it's going to drop in the glove of Mason Koska over in left.
Well, you mentioned that these teams will get to know each other this week. Right now they're, I guess you could call them rivals on the field, but once you get to Michigan, you kind of pal up with your local team. So
it's baseball for you.
Yep.
2 Wisconsin teams advance to the Great Lakes Regional. It'll be these 2 teams playing to be crowned the champs in the Wisconsin State Tournament, as first pitch goes high and Brock watches it. Manitowoc looking for redemption after their loss last night. Eau Claire handed them their first loss. That's why Manitowoc received a bye into this 3 o'clock game with their 5-1 win over Sheboygan 2 days ago. Manitowoc already punched their ticket. Good stop over at third. They're able to get the out at second and at first base as well. What a play by Will Thibodeau to keep that one in fair ground. Goes and turns 2 as Eau Claire gets ready to hit in the lineup. No score in the first half. Meyer Foods, Quick Trip, Nyhoff, Insulation, some of our sponsors here throughout the duration of the State Legion Tournament. Let's go over Eau Claire and their lineup, see how similar it is to the last game they played, just an hour or so ago. It's going to start with Luke Erickson, Jack Kane, and Dylan O'Connell. 1, 2, 3 remains the same. Gabe Richardson, Sam Feck, and Jonah Hansen is the 4, 5, 6. That remains the same. Jack Redwine, Mason Koska, Henry Wilkinson was their lineup in the first game. In this game, it's going to be Redwine, Mason Koska, and then Will Thibodeau rounds out the lineup. Gabe Richardson played third in game 1. He moves over to short as Thibodeau is at third base for Eau Claire, and we get ready to see Nathan Stefani deal for Manitowoc.
We mentioned Erickson all weekend. Good leadoff hitter. Knows the strike zone.
Stefani's first pitch is in there for strike 1. We have a 77-degree game here. Beautiful skies. Sunny, our home plate umpire. Larry Holshoe as strike 2 comes in there. On the bases, 3 more umpires. We have 4 umpires in this game as the 0-2 pitch. We'll let it go by here real quick and just barely get an attack at it. Travis Coleman cannot make the over-the-head catch. Our other umpires are going to be Dale Nels. He is at second. Paul Groman at third. And then Joe Barlow, is that correct at first? Joe Balo. No balls, 2 strikes. Jack Kane waiting for Erickson. Swings and misses. Big first strikeout for Stefani. He seems to be throwing some heat. And on just 4 pitches is able to get his first strikeout. It was a 9-pitch first inning for Dylan O'Connell, who is waiting in the on-deck circle right now.
Jack Kane comes in hitting .500, Jordan. 9 for 18 in the tournament, 6 RBIs.
6 RBIs, that's a big key. Could only drive himself in here after the leadoff man goes down on strikes. Hitting this one up, back past Brock Peterson, and it'll drop in front of Linsmeyer. Bare hand grabs it. That's the first base hit for Eau Claire.
Pitcher number 2, Dylan O'Connell.
Dylan O'Connell, see if he can give himself some run support.
Also hitting over 300 in the tournament. Their whole team is.
I was going to say, who isn't for Eau Claire?
Well, and they got so many runs, as you mentioned before.
54 runs in the tournament for Eau Claire. Try and get their 55th sooner rather than later. Leaves that one up. Stefani looked good. Got Erickson to go down on just 4 pitches before Jack Kane singled up to left. Now Dylan O'Connell, potentially Gabe Richardson could get up to bat as well. Left that one way up as well. Count 2 balls, no strikes. Just stayed up. Somehow O'Connell's able to lay off 3 balls and no strikes. Red light and a 4-pitch walk. That'll move Kane over to second base.
Those are pretty close.
They're all very close. And how you go from a 4-pitch strikeout and then 2 ABs later give up a 4-pitch walk. That's a little interesting to bring up Gabe Richardson. First pitch hammered at, and that's going to go way up. Out in right field. August Hecker making the catch as Ashton Portman was going way out to get it as well. Sam Feck, 2 on, 2 outs.
Sam leads the team with 9 RBIs. Jordan.
Looking to get his 10th right here, and it would be a big one to get. Eau Claire didn't allow, a single run against Manitowoc in their 6-inning contest yesterday. I believe they put it away with only 1 out in the bottom half. Breaking pitch, waits on it, hits it out towards right field, carrying, and foul it goes. Just a few feet shy of being out of here, but was a little ahead of it. Gonna have to wait a bit longer on that breaking pitch.
Excuse me, 8 RBIs. It's Hansen with the 9.
Hansen will be up next. Another breaking pitch to him as that one gets fouled off. Haven't seen Stefani go to the breaking pitch a whole lot. He goes back to Sam Feck. For Eau Claire to lose their 2nd game and be able to win 3 straight to punch their ticket. Pretty incredible. They're going to try and make it 4 wins in a row and be crowned the state champs. No balls, 2 strikes. Goes way up. Good stop by Stengel.
Well, the curveballs had Eau Claire thrown off on Wednesday night, so maybe they'll try that a little more often. I think Eau Claire's a pretty darn good fastball hitting team.
I think they're just a good hitting team no matter what thrown their way. Fastball, rung him up. Sam Feck goes down on strikes as Stefani gets 2 Ks in the inning, leaves 2 stranded for Eau Claire, and we're scoreless heading to the 2nd. Inning number 2, Manitowoc will be sending up Guyette, Portman, and Stengel after Brock Peterson grounded into a double play to end things in the first inning. Ridge with just 1 hit so far in the tournament. 1 for 10, which is not ideal for your cleanup hitter. Manitowoc keeps him there, thinking he's due as he takes strike 1 outside. Might have to close the door again. It's windier than I thought. If you want, doesn't matter. We'll survive either way. Exactly. If we got papers flying, oh well. We don't need them. It's the last game. Rung him up on 3 pitches, and that's the first K for Dylan O'Connell.
That was a good pitch. Froze him.
Second baseman, number 5, Ashton Portman.
Ashton Portman pitched a gem a few days ago for this Manitowoc team. See if he can get on base as he takes ball 1 outside. Both teams record 1 hit in the first inning. Dan Schmitz with the hit for Manitowoc and Jack Kane with it for Eau Claire. Manitowoc's catcher Reese Stengel due up next as Portman takes strike 1, evens the count. One ball, 1 strike. Just missed there. Didn't miss by much. Oh, then hit him on the very next pitch. Ashton Portman will take his base for about our 40th hit by pitch of the tournament.
Catcher, number 22, Reese Stengel.
Reese Stengel coming off catching duties in the bottom half of the first. It was just a 14-pitch performance for Nathan Stefani. He's in good shape after 1. First pitch swinging, pops it way up and out of here. One on, 1 out. Here for Reese Stengel. Brandon Stefani, designated hitter for Manitowoc. He's due up next, and back-to-back hitters have been hit.
That one was all speed, not this. The last one was fastball.
Dylan O'Connell knew it too as soon as he threw it. Put his hands up in the air, frustrated with himself as he lets 2 slip by.
Stefani hitting for Stefani.
Stefani with 2 on. Now a wild pitch. That's going to advance. Yeah, no throw made. Both runners advance. And everything going downhill here for O'Connell. Back-to-back hit batters. And now a wild pitch moves him to second and third.
You know, I think this is Hansen's consecutive catching too in the heat. We'll see if he's got much pop. I know I always had my catchers catch 2 also, but that was in the spring when it was 40 degrees.
Big difference.
Not 80 degrees.
No real humidity, which is a good thing here at Wildwood Park. 1 ball and a strike to Stefani. Something we've seen all tournament long is same catchers going in each and every game. Got to take a toll on them as this one just a bit early on it. Fouled down the third baseline. Even Reese Stengel, yesterday he did all the catching for Manitowoc. They had Dan Schmitz come in when it was a 6-0, 7-0 game, some kind of blowout. Schmitz relieved Stengel, which is just good to get that break.
Stefani needs to put the bat on the ball.
Can't on that
Good
pitch.
take there.
2-2.
On the flip side, O'Connell wants that punch out. And he's got the velocity to do it.
Stefani, the 7-hitter. DH for Manitowoc. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Make the count full. Big time pitch from O'Connell. Time to see what he's got. Fastball down the middle. That's going to send one run in. That's all they're going to get as Reese Stengel held up at second base to make sure it wasn't caught. But it's a 1-0 Manitowoc lead to start this game. Their first time scoring in 8 innings against Eau Claire.
Bobble by the center fielder. Probably could have scored Stengel there, but he held him up right away.
Right fielder, number 7, August Hecker.
As
Good
soon as he
base.
bobbled that, you should probably have sent him.
Good base running nonetheless, as there's only 1 out in the inning. Umpire going to check the ball, say, yeah, that one's good. You can throw with it.
Now he must be discussing, is he pausing or something? Or maybe he said some things under
I'm
his
assuming
breath.
something was going on, yeah. Calm him down. Let him know that's not going to fly here in the championship game. Either way, we'll reset. August Hecker with runners on the corners. Double play could end it for Eau Claire. His first pitch misses out for Dylan O'Connell. Reese Stengel on third base, getting some coaching. Be intrigued to see if Manitowoc sends Stefani at all. Try and move him over from first to second. Doesn't go on that pitch. There's that double play ball. 4-6, 6-3. Just got him. Prevents another run from coming across. Manitowoc gets one, though, off the RBI shot from Stefani. It's 1-0 heading to the bottom half. Ben Walsh doing some backup catching duties as Stengel throws down to second. And we're already, after Manitowoc ends the top half of the first and second with double plays. Peterson gets one, a 5-4-3, and then Hecker's 4-6-3. But not before Manitowoc with the RBI single puts them up by one, and the pressure now put on Nathan Stefani to try and keep it that way. Only 1 run of support so far, and he threw a 14-pitch first inning. O'Connell with 27 pitches through 2 innings. That was an 18-pitch inning number 2.
Hansen down to hitting 600 in the tournament.
That's it.
That's crazy. 12 hits.
9 RBIs as well, right? Leads the
Yep.
team. Jonah Hansen, a force to be reckoned with. He's ahead 2 balls, no strikes. You know, he'll be getting a good pitch sometime soon. Not a spot you want to be in against Jonah Hansen as that pitch stays up. Just barely. Jack Redwine, Mason Koska, they'll be the other players coming up in the inning for Eau Claire.
Manitowoc putting pressure on Eau Claire in those
It's the
top
second-
halves, but 2 double plays and
Right fielder, number 18, Jack.
come away with just, 1 run?
It's the second 4-pitch walk against Stefani. Did it to Dylan O'Connell. Now does it here again to Hansen to bring up Redwine.
And leadoff walks tend to score.
Five straight balls to start the inning. Ends it up, 1-1 strike, first strike of the inning. Manitowoc fans can finally breathe as Stefani figures out the zone. Left it in, but playing close to the plate was Redwine. Home plate umpire says yes indeed, strike two. Just clipped the inside corner.
I think it was a good call. Hansen on top of the plate there.
Breaking pitch. Stays high. That was a good one.
I thought he was going to ring him up the way he moved his hands. The umpire moved his hands like he was going to punch his card.
That one just misses also. Back to back. Wow. Full count. Don't know how Redwine is watching these go by. Full count pitch. Stays way up. Back-to-back walks start the inning. Two real close pitches don't go Manitowoc's way, and now there's two on with no one out.
Fielder, number 6, Mason Koska.
Mason Koska is on our home run leaderboard. Koska homered in game number 2. It was a 2-run shot in the second inning.
9 for 19 out of the 8-hole, including a double in the last game.
Fastball goes by him, strike one. There's a lot of breaking pitches to end the last AB to Redwine. Fooled Koska with the first pitch. See what he gets now. No balls, 1 strike. Going bunt and pulling back at the very last second. And they're going to check down just to make sure. Yes, indeed. Evens it up at 1. Like the strategy from Eau Claire. Bunt the runners over to second and third. Try to at least. Easier said than done. Now Manitowoc is ready. Swinging on the 1-1 pitch. Going back. Guyette going as hard as he can before the ball bounces over. Eau Claire's first base coach gives Guyette his hat, and we'll reset and be good to go. A ball and 2 strikes. Hansen on second, Redwine on first. Stefani looking for the first out of the second inning. He threw just 14 pitches in the first. He's at that right about now. Has jammed him on this shot, going up to make the catch in right field, and no tag needed, as holding up at second is Hansen off the catch from Hecker. Only outs recorded so far are strikeouts and flyouts to August Hecker.
Thibodeau with just his 5th at bat in the series.
Manitowoc was finally able to score against Eau Claire, who shut him out 10-0 in 6 innings last night. Eau Claire now looking to answer.
Definitely not the guy they want to walk here for Manitowoc. Guy who hasn't played a lot.
3 walks so far, even though there's just 4 outs issued. Left that one in as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Stefani on 2-0, able to find the zone. It's a big-time pitch. His Slibido was taken all the way. Some signs by Eau Claire in third base. Jammed him and back. Foul it goes as Coleman, or pardon me, Guyette made a run towards it. Any thought, you think, to try and bunt the runners over even with one out, with the top of your lineup coming up? Or you forget about it now?
I forget about, well, definitely not with 2 strikes you can't.
And now it's, yeah, obviously not with 2,
yeah.
but coming into the at-bat with your 9-hitter who hasn't hit a whole lot. Swings and fouls this one off as well, but Guyette going to be able to get there and make the catch. Back-to-back walks to start the inning, back-to-back flyouts bring up Luke Erickson, top of Eau Claire's lineup, 2 on, 2 out.
Erickson 300 in the tournament. Struck out first time up, though. Second time seeing him, and it's only the second inning.
First pitch swinging, way up it goes as the bat gets tossed off to the side, and the catch in center field made. Big time situation for Manitowoc to put themselves in. They get out of it, no runs given up, 1-0 as we head to the third. Here in inning 3 on Championship Saturday. 34 the number of pitches for Nathan Stefani through 2 innings. Had a 14-pitch first inning, 20 pitches in the second, 17 an inning, not too bad as we get ready for Manitowoc's final hitter. Their 9-slot Travis Coleman comes to the plate for his first AB of the game. That's O'Connell's 28th pitch in there for strike 1.
Pressure in the first 2 innings for Manitowoc on Eau Claire, but still could only get that 1 run. 2 double plays. Friends of O'Connell.
No one retrieved the ball from behind home plate, so a little bit of extra delay before our next pitch. Wind picking up here in Sheboygan. This is out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Once again, a thank you to our sponsors here throughout this Legion tournament. BDS Fastener and Supply, LLC, Howard's Grove Lions Club, and the New American Funding, and Country Financial. Rung 'em up on strike. Second strikeout, both looking for O'Connell.
Center fielder, number 28, Dan Schmitz.
Dan Schmitz 4 of 12 in the tournament.
Schmitz made the catch in center field to end the bottom half of the second. First pitch swinging. trying to follow up on his single back in the first inning. Only other hit for Manitowoc, the Brandon Stefani RBI shot. Could have scored 2, only got 1. That's what they lead here. As that was framed very well, but stayed high. One ball, one strike as O'Connell finds a signal. Gets it and deals to Schmitz. Good pitch. Tough to lay off, but Schmitz somehow does so and gets ahead 2-1. It's a tight zone in game 2 today. 3 balls and a strike. Alex Linsmeyer due up next. O'Connell walks his first batter of the day.
Left fielder number 4, Alex Lensmeyer.
One of the Eau Claire fans hollers for a ground ball, and that would be 3 straight innings of double plays to end action for Manitowoc.
Lensmeyer, good athlete. Hitting all the games so far in the tournament.
He's remained in the 2 spot. Schmitz has remained in the leadoff. Top of the lineup for Manitowoc has always stayed the same, 1 through 4. Misses out, going to throw back down to first. Not in position to make any sort of play on it as the count goes 2-0.
It seems like his ball just doesn't have a lot of pop like it did catching his second game here. I was watching him in warm-ups. Well, I mean, when he's got to throw down a second.
Down the infield it goes, able to make a diving stop. The throw dropped, not in time. Safe. What a play, though, by second baseman Jack Kane to even have an attempt on it as Linsmeyer is able to reach.
I don't know if he was going to get him anyways.
That's a hit. Fielder's choice will work.
Shortstop number 8, Brock Peterson.
Brock Peterson with 2 on in the inning.
Again, pressure by Manitowoc. Peterson grounded into a double play last time.
3 straight innings of Manitowoc getting base runners on. They left him stranded on the corners to end the last inning. 2-0 to Brock. Brock doesn't want to hit into another double play. He's still got that first inning in the back of his mind. O'Connell on 2-0. Leaves it way up. 3 balls, no strikes.
Well, he's going to be taking here, but big hole open between third and short for Peterson, your pull hitter.
He did have the green light. Takes strike 1.
I mean, there's a big hole between third and short. Eau Claire more worried about the runner.
And they're using the shortstop to keep him in check, not the second
Yeah.
baseman. 3-1, hits it right down that hole, and going to hold up the runner at third, and
There's
the bases
another
are
bobble.
loaded.
Another bobble and not a go again.
Ridge Guyette, one
Baseman number 32, Ridge Guyette.
for 11 in the tournament. Eventually, he's going to break through, you'd have to assume. Will it be now?
It's the second inning now. The outfielders bobbled, and they held him at third.
Just 1 out here in the top half of the third. Manitowoc putting on the pressure. Guyette, first pitch to him. Oh, boy, off the helmet. The third hit batter of the game. Wow.
Second baseman number 5, Ashton Portman.
No intent meant there whatsoever.
Ashton Portman
Pitch
now
just
with the
got
bases
away.
loaded.
And the next one, he goes way outside. Thinking about that. No intent meant at all.
Gets a strike call on a low pitch. 2-0 Manitowoc after a Guyette gets one of the craziest RBIs he'll ever get. Again, high and up. Two balls, one strike to Portman. Portman does not think so as the count evens up. Thought it was high.
Got to put the ball in play if you're Manitowoc again.
Got jammed inside, and that is going in and out of the glove. It goes. One run being sent around. The second will hold up. 3-0. Manitowoc now leads. That's a hit, yeah.
Base hit, not routine.
Pitcher number 22, Reese Stengel.
Ashton Portman makes it 3-0 to bring up Reese Stengel, who's one of the 3 Manitowoc players to get hit. That one hit him also. Got him on the inside. Gets hit twice in the same game in back-to-back innings.
Designated hitter number 24, Brandon Stefani.
Guyette moves to third, Portman at second as Stengel takes first. Stefani had a big RBI crack. Is now going to go have a talk real quick as Eau Claire. Mark Fain's going out. Needs to cool down his pitcher, Dylan O'Connell, who has hit 2 batters this inning, 4 in the game, and given up 3 runs to make it 4-0 with just 1 out.
Stefani with the RBI single to center. Back in the second. You know Eau Claire can score, so.
Stefani batted in the 5-hole in the first game in the tournament where he had 2 RBIs. Was that one mine? Oh, sure enough, it would have been over here. Wind picks up here as Eau Claire resets. Swing, bouncing ball down to third. Going to step on third. I think that's all he can get as a throw goes over to first. Risky to even attempt it, but a run comes in. 5-0 Manitowoc.
A little surprised he maybe didn't go home on that.
That's what I would have thought.
Tried for the double play, but the hop there, a little more difficult.
Because then you at least prevent the run from scoring. I get that the ball was hit right towards third base. But either way, August Hecker now. 4 consecutive Manitowoc players have RBIs. Guyette, Portman, Stengel, as now this one is hit out towards right.
Trouble.
And making a move in center field, able to make the catch, is Luke Erickson to end things. All 9 Manitowoc players able to bat there in the top half of the third as it's 5-0. Manitowoc leads. 26-pitch inning for Dylan O'Connell as he sits at 53 through 3 complete. He could possibly get through 6 at that pace. We'll have to see what Eau Claire does about it as it's now 5-0, and leading off is going to be Jack Kane.
See what Eau Claire does second time through. Stefani also struggling, not with hit by pitches, but with walks, Jordan.
It was his 35th pitch, and he had to sit and wait a while to get back out here. See if that affects him at all. Big swing and a miss.
Those 3 walks, the last thing you want to do is walk guys now when you're up 5-zip. Just throw strikes.
Should make it a lot more comfortable on the mound. Less stress. You have a nice lead. Breaking pitch. Hit up towards Alex Linsmeyer. That keeps carrying back, and that's going to end up dropping for 2 bases and stretching around second before the cutoff throw is made, and that's a big-time double for Jack Kane to start the 3rd inning.
His 4th double of the series.
Makes him 2 for 2 today.
Yep. He's 11th hit, 11 for 20. Wow.
O'Connell, one of those walks issued by Stefani. There's the first of the game. As Eau Claire gets their 2nd hit. And down the Travis Coleman zone it goes. Fouled it off. No balls and a strike. Eau Claire with a loss. Doesn't hurt them too much at the end of the day. They'll just take 2nd place in the state tournament. They still move on to Midland, Michigan, where they'll play next week. 1-1 is the count. The loser of this game will play at 9:30 on Wednesday against Illinois' 2nd place team. And the winner of this game plays at 12:30 in the afternoon against Illinois' champ. Still a double elimination format in the Great Lakes tournament next week. Way up.
So 8 teams go there, Jordan?
8 teams.
2 from every state, or what's the...
We have 2 from Wisconsin, 2 from Illinois, the Michigan champ, a host team, so that's Midland, and then Ohio champ and an Indiana champ. That makes up the Great Lakes region. Strike. Full count. Wisconsin gets lucky with 2 teams. Illinois gets lucky with 2. Michigan ended up with 2 because Midland is hosting. Full count pitch from Stefani. That hit him.
I think Midland was the team that went when I think you got Brent played them.
Okay.
Sounds familiar. And they played in Ohio.
Midland won.
I think you played them too. And
they won it in 2017 and 18, so a few years ago.
The name sounded familiar.
As one Mike Martin would say, if you're going to hit someone, do it early in the count, not when the count is full. That's the 4 hit by pitches against Eau Claire, 1 against Manitowoc. You know, this might go down in Miesfeld's trivia history as what state tournament had the most hit by pitches. Might be this tournament. Strike 1 comes in to Gabe Richardson, who's 0 for 1. Good breaking pitch, doesn't get in the zone. Runners on first and second for Eau Claire, no one on. Manitowoc to get here, I should say. They beat Middleton, De Pere, Sheboygan, then lost to Eau Claire, and here they are playing them once again. Totally different scenario, is way ahead of it. Falls behind 1 and 2. We had a question come earlier today. Why doesn't Manitowoc play Marshfield? Because with the bracket, they try to not have the same teams play twice. But Manitowoc was the last team to go down in the winner's bracket, so that's why they got a bye to the 3 o'clock game today. As fouls it off himself is Richardson.
Yep, last team to lose gets to go to the finals. Part about making it that far. You're rewarded.
On the third day of action after that 5-1 win over Sheboygan, Manitowoc already punched their ticket to the Great Lakes region because they were guaranteed at least one game Saturday. Not that the Eau Claire game didn't matter yesterday, but didn't matter as much in the long run as this is going to stay fair. Making a last-second grab over at first base is Guyette. Don't know how he did it.
First baseman number 5, Sam Feck.
Sam Feck looking to get something going for Eau Claire as they need a run, get themselves back in the game. First pitch check swing into the Manitowoc dugout it goes.
That's a frustrating strike. When you don't take a full swing, the worst is when you check swing and it goes like dribbles to the pitcher.
Yep.
What a waste. You only get so many
Sometimes,
at-bats.
though, it randomly works in your favor if no one's ready for it and it just bounces a real little bit. This one gets through the infield. Runner going to be waved around third. A little bit of a bobble in right field as Guyette cuts off the throw and Eau Claire gets their first run across the board. It's 5-1 off the RBI shot from Sam Feck.
Feck with his 9th RBI, and now here comes Hansen, who already has 9.
Those two tied for the team. Look at a team like Fond du Lac and Genoa City. They didn't even get that many runs in their 2 games. These guys have RBIs for days. And then looking to expand and close the gap. 5-1 the score stands. Runners on first and second still with just 1 out. As the first pitch misses to Hansen outside. The 1-0 pitch, swing, and same spot. Gets through the infield once again. Eau Claire going to have another run come along. Guyette's throw off a hop. Thought about running to third base with Sam Feck. He holds up as it's back-to-back RBI singles, making it 5-2.
The question there, why the pitcher is standing around the mound and not behind home plate on that. That throw would have gotten by the catcher.
Nearly did, too.
Eau Claire could have been running for a while.
5-2 now after identical spots. Pick up RBI singles, and Stefani misses out. What was once a 5-0 lead, Manitowoc sitting pretty. Now you got to worry a little bit more as you're only ahead by 3, and no end in sight for Eau Claire as they love to hit, and they can do so with no outs, 1 out, 2 out, doesn't matter to them. Still 1 out left in the bottom half of the third inning. 2-0 count to Jack Redwine, who walked 1 inning ago. Wind blowing out to left field, as you can see on your screen there. And Stengel keeps it in front of him. Redwine on the 3-0. Has the red light. Mason Koska, the only Eau Claire player to hit a home run, is due up next. Imagine him coming to the plate with the bases loaded. 1 swing of the bat could make a lead for Eau Claire. Breaking pitch, fouled it off. A battle now as the count goes full. Big time pitch coming for Stefani. A little bouncing ball over to Brock Peterson, and it goes right under the glove as he wasn't able to reset. A run comes around, throw to third. Not there in time, 5-3.
Not any help there on an error.
E6. Strike one comes in. Runners on the corner with one out in a 5-3 ball game. Eastfeld's trivia inning coming up for Manitowoc. Can't come up soon enough. As I check down first, but over there safely is Jack Redwine. Mason Costco 0 for 1 today. Don't think that ball to Brock Peterson would have been good for a double play anyways. Now he's got a chance for it. There he goes over to second, the throw to first, and that's how it's done. A double play ball. Brock makes up for the error, but not before Eau Claire scores 3 in the bottom half of the third. Now Manitowoc's lead only sits at 2. Here in the top half of the fourth, instead of our normal Eastfeld's trivia, we would like to say thank you to the American Legion for sponsoring baseball and allowing us to work the 2022 State Legion Tournament. For us, I mean Mike, Bill, Chris, and Jordan, we're all saying thank you. And a thank you also goes out to Kelly and Scott Witter for asking us to get involved. It has been demanding work, but it has also been enjoyable, and we appreciate the experience. Ryan Salm and his crew of workers also require a thank you, as that one is fouled off, in making this tournament a success. Another thank you goes out to the Sheboygan Athletic Club for allowing us to use the live stream equipment to broadcast these games. And a special thank you to CJ. CJ, if you're listening, thank you for all your technological assistance, making sure the equipment works and the broadcasts go off perfectly. I know we had a hiccup in one game where it was off YouTube for a little bit, but everything else has gone just fine. Thank you to each and every one of you as we're in our final game of the tournament. Day 5, Game 15, 0-2 count to little blooper to Travis Coleman, and that's going to be a single. It gets down.
Center fielder number 28, Dan Schmidt.
Schmidt's the leadoff man, has reached in both of his plate appearances.
Single and a walk.
Outside pitch called for strike one. That was a 26-pitch inning, by the way, for Stefani in the bottom half of the third. He sits at 60, which means he probably should be good for the fourth and fifth, but Manitowoc left to scramble from there. At about 60 pitches right now is O'Connell, as that one stays high. Two balls, one strike. Coleman on first base after his leadoff single. This one is trouble as right fielder for Eau Claire couldn't see it. Jack Redwine gets bailed out by Luke Erickson, who came way across to make the catch.
Left fielder, number 4, Alex Lensmeyer.
That's the sun for you. First pitch, able to hold up as Lensmeyer scored 1 inning ago.
He had the ball up the middle that was dropped there by the shortstop. Tough play.
You got room, everyone from Eau Claire's bench is saying, and sure enough he did. Sam Feck makes the catch. Back-to-back flyouts brings up Brock Peterson.
Shortstop, number 8, Brock Peterson.
Brock was a part of the hit parade last inning, singled and scored. As Manitowoc leads 5-3, 5 runs on 5 hits. Eau Claire 4 hits, 3 runs. First pitch, strike.
Right down Main Street.
Right down Broadway. Calumet Avenue, that's a good one. Teasing going to second. No thanks. Coleman had a big lead going from first to second, then held up. Fooled Eau Claire. This time he's going, and the throw is low. Doesn't help things as Coleman is able to get a nice stolen base. Don't think he got the best jump on the last pitch. That's why he waited. And even though Eau Claire knew it was coming, they weren't able to get it out.
Yeah, and Hansen just a little tired, I think. Doesn't have the same pop he had to start today at noon.
It's a long day for a catcher. Back-to-back games. It's different if you get to sleep overnight, regroup. But not here. Played at noon, and then right around 3:15-ish, we started this game. Rich Guyette retrieves the ball. He's up next after Brock Peterson staying alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Same situation. Big hole between third and short. He singled there before.
Brock got a
Goes
pitch
the other
to
way.
hit, hits it out into right. That one's going to drop, and waving Coleman around the base. Cannon from right field. Slide, he's safe. Now throw down to second. Brock is out is the call. 6-3 Manitowoc, but a huge out. What a throw from Jonah Hansen. Had some pop there as he gets Brock Peterson to end the top half of the 4th. The 9-1-2 part of the order coming up for Eau Claire. Will Thibodeau, Luke Erickson, Jack Kane against Nathan Stefani. This will be his 61st pitch, and even though a run was given up, just a 14-pitch inning for O'Connell puts him at 67, and first pitch strike. Thibodeau 0 for 1 today. Make it 0-4-2 is the count, and that's what Stefani's trying to make Thibodeau go with one more strike. Could be 0 for 2. Pitch. Way up there. Past Brock Peterson's territory, and Dan Schmitz will make the catch. Back-to-back flyouts for Thibodeau.
Center fielder, number 4, Luke Erickson.
See if Erickson takes a pitch here. Keep that pitch count up. Stefani's been around the plate, though, so far.
Now he's bunting, popped it up, and caught by Reese Stengel. Bunt works against him. That's unfortunate. Good idea. Just the execution wasn't quite there.
Just the opposite of taking advantage of the pitch
It's the
count.
exact opposite. You only get one pitch to do that surprise bunt, and if you're going to do it, you better foul it off if it's not a good one, so you can at least stay alive. And sadly for Erickson, he goes to 0 for 3 on the day. Brings up Jack Kane, though, 1 for 2 with a single and a double. See if he can get that cycle. This would be huge for Manitowoc and Stefani specifically to get a 1-2-3 inning. They just got an extra insurance run. It's now 6-3. So they look to head into the 5th. Still a 7-inning ball game.
Both times he's gone to the left side of the field. Jordan.
Now he
and this
goes
time
to
he
the right
side.
and got a bad jump, but able to make the catch. A 1-2-3 bottom half of the 4th. All flyouts. Keeps Eau Claire down by 3 as we head to the 5th. Manitowoc poured on one more run in the 4th inning. They scored once in the 2nd, 4 times back in the 3rd, once in the 4th to make it 6-3, as Eau Claire's only big inning was that 3rd inning. They're coming off a 7-pitch bottom half of the 4th. Both pitchers knotted at 67. That's what we like to see. It keeps it simple for us to remember, as Ridge Guyette, Ashton Portman, and Reese Stengel all do up. First pitch swinging for Guyette, who got clocked in the helmet in his last at-bat. Drove in a run while doing so, but scary situation. He was all right, good to go. Outside goes the breaking pitch, nearly swung at it, evens it out 1-1. Once again, goes to the same pitch. Brock Peterson, Ridge Guyette, Ashton Portman, Reese Stengel, Brandon Stefani, all with RBIs today. Stefani's got 2 of them as it's a 3-1 count. Brandon Stefani not doing the pitching. It's Nathan Stefani. Oh boy, that one hit super high. Way out foul.
Out front.
Little bit. He got all of it though.
Yes, he did.
Holy cow. If that thing's hit to dead center even, it's gone. Full count pitch. Guyette swings on top of it. The breaking pitch got him as he goes out on strikes for the second time today.
Second baseman, number 5, Ashton Portman.
I'd like to thank a few more of our sponsors throughout this tournament. Just Orthodontics, Sheboygan Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, along with Century 21 Moves. Thank you for sponsoring this Legion tournament. As
Jordan, you
Portman.
missed the trivia question in the 4th, though.
This was our trivia question. It was
Oh.
a thank you. No trivia in the game. We ran out.
Ran out of trivia.
I could have made one up, but I didn't. I elected to go for the note. No balls, 2 strikes to Portman. Ooh, that was close. Portman stays strong in there. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. Singled in the 3rd and nearly gets hit again on a 2-2 count.
Manitowoc dugout yelling, wear it. You wear it. You take it.
It's not fun.
No. And there's a...
Not going to quite get through the infield. See if the throw is in time. Off the bag. Couldn't catch it anyway. Portman's going to have to get back to the base because he did spin the wrong way. It's a good coaching by Walsh over there. Make sure he gets back in time. Probably a hit.
Base hit.
Catcher, number 22, Reese Stengel.
Too bad we aren't at the big leagues where there's an official scorekeeper and they tell us and we don't have to speculate. Missed that one out, not caught, as Jonah Hansen lets it get by him. Bill emphatic that it's a wild pitch.
What do you think Stengel's looking for here? Since he's been hit twice.
He has been hit twice. He's looking for nothing inside.
And that one was way out.
Able to get a pitch to hit, and from 3rd to 1st the throw goes. That'll keep Ashton Portman in check as Stengel grounds out. Brandon Stefani, 2 RBIs on the day. Bill a little preoccupied. There we go.
Number 24, Brandon Stefani.
Strike 1 on the outside. Manitowoc would love to get Portman around to score, make their 3-run lead turn into 4. You can never have too many runs of support against Eau Claire. (2-0) or 1-1, I should say.
Base hit on the little infielder up the middle. It won the 3rd.
This one hit back out foul.
Didn't stay back on that one.
Stefani now with 4 RBIs on the week. I was going to say weekend, but it's basically been a week. Started this tournament back on Tuesday with 4 games, had 4 more on Wednesday. 3 Thursday, just 2 yesterday, and we ended up getting 2 here today as he swings and misses. That'll end our top half of the 5th through 4.5, Manitowoc 6, Eau Claire 3. Ashton Portman made his way to second base, but Manitowoc left him stranded, and it's going to be the pitcher, Dylan O'Connell, leading off the inning. Pitcher against the pitcher. And O'Connell had a 17-pitch, top half of the fifth. He sits at 84. Should be good for one more, maybe two.
Stefani coming off a clean inning.
7 pitches, can't complain about that. Kept him in check after he had a 26-pitch inning, one prior.
3, 4, 5 hitters though up here.
It's actually a real great breaking pitch. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, falls behind 1-2. Gabe Richardson, Sam Feck due up. Richardson 0 for 2, Feck 1 for 2 with a ribby. It's this one out in the gap, and that one's going to be trouble as it gets back towards the wall. Bounces off the Allegiant Energy sign, and holding up for a double. Nice slow jog as Dylan O'Connell reaches base for his 3rd consecutive plate appearance.
And 4th double of the week.
Shortstop number 25, Gabe Richardson.
I'd say not bad for a pitcher, but at this level we know a lot of these kids really good two-way
He's a
players.
Shortstop slash pitcher.
Definitely short is the priority. Just missed. 1-0. One ball and 1 strike to Richardson. Flew out in both of his appearances. Once in the first, once in the third. Flew to the right side in them both. Stefani going to keep an eye on Dylan O'Connell at second. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. O'Connell hit that big double with 2 strikes against him. See if Richardson can move him over and shorten the gap. Rung him up on the inside. That the 3rd strikeout of the day for Nathan Stefani.
First baseman number 5, Sam Feck.
You look at it, and Eau Claire was only really in trouble twice in this tournament. In the Sheboygan game that they lost, obviously that didn't go their way, but that Middleton game, Eau Claire led 8-2. Middleton came back, led 9-8 before Eau Claire put up a 7-piece and ended up winning 15-9. That game saw a 58-pitch 6th inning against the Middleton pitcher.
Manitowoc cheating way over this time. Feck hit that hole between 3rd and 1st before. Cheating a shortstop over here as well. Good shift.
Shift doesn't always work, but when it works, as he tries to pull towards first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Good spot to be in against Sam Feck, who struck out looking back in the first. That ended things. Still just 1 out in the bottom half. Stefani a little worried about Dylan O'Connell at second. Got to put his focus on Sam Feck now as he misses way up. This is the dangerous part. The 5-6 batters for Eau Claire. Sam Feck, Jonah Hansen. Nods in approval. The 1-2 pitch again stays out. Hat fell off in the process of Nathan.
Good idea going with the curveball there.
Keeping him out, see if he bites it all. Now it's 2-2. Goes fastball, rung him up, back-to-back strikeouts. Looking, Feck knew it. Frustrated with himself as he watched a good pitch go by.
Hansen also like that hole between first and second. Mantok will keep the shift.
Even with 2 outs, sticking with it. Get you a look at the shift there on your screens at home. First pitch to him, breaking pitch, strike one. The breaking ball seems to be going better the more Stefani gets along. He's finally finding it.
And Eau Claire struggled big time with the curve against Sheboygan back on Wednesday.
No balls and a strike because I compliment him, misses out. Approaching our final 2 innings of play here in the state tournament, but not quite yet. It's down to Jonah Hansen to keep the inning alive, and that pitch missed, makes it 2-1.
Always around the plate, you would say, even when it's a ball.
Dylan O'Connell asking for anyone to hit him across. If Eau Claire could cut the lead or their deficit to 2, it would be something as this one goes to Ridge Guyette. Didn't quite get it at first, but he has enough time to make the play. 6-3 going into inning number 6. We have ourselves a pitch count duel. They were tied at 67 through 4, now through 5. Both pitchers find themselves knotted up with 84 apiece. Maybe we'll see them get through the 6th, and then moving forward, going to be interesting to see how the 7th inning is handled. All comes down to this. Both teams down to their final 6 outs to be crowned the Wisconsin AAA 19U state tournament champ. Manitowoc started the tournament 3-0. Eau Claire started 1-1, had to fight their way back here. This their second game of the day. They won the noon game 11-7. Eliminated Marshfield, the last team to be sent home. Marshfield loved to battle though, as strike 2 comes in. Even down big time in that Eau Claire game. Marshfield nearly fought their way back into it, only losing by 4. In what could have been a heck of a lot worse, as Hecker is behind 1-2 and misses out.
Eight 9-1 here.
Hecker, Coleman, Schmitz. Breaking pitch, hit out towards center, should have enough carry, and yes indeed it is caught. Making a few steps is Luke Erickson, but didn't have to move a whole lot.
Well struck though. You don't mind those as a batter when you hit it hard.
Coleman singled and stole a base in the 4th inning. Wind blowing out to left field right now as strike 1 comes in. Coleman going bunt, might be a little too far out in front of it though, and yes indeed it is. Second time today we saw someone try to bunt for a base hit and it didn't work. This one at least hit the ground.
Don't agree with that decision. Again, it's the pitch count thing. You'd rather work and have the pitcher work. He's got 84 pitches. He's down to his last 20. Don't give an easy inning for the pitcher so he can throw the 7th.
Schmitz didn't think that was a strike. It's no balls, one strike, I should say. 0-1 is the count. At this rate, O'Connell could be able to come out for an at-bat or two in the 7th as Schmitz hits it foul down the third baseline.
And infield hit way back in the first. Walked and scored in the second, flew to center.
And talk down to the final strike of the inning as O'Connell deals and went up. Good fastball. Couldn't get him to bite on the high heat. O'Connell comes set to go once again, and breaking pitch, got him. Strike 3, and that'll be another strikeout. That is the 5th of the game for O'Connell as it's a 1-2-3 inning, 5 straight Manitowoc players retired. No time wasted here getting to the bottom half of the 6th, as it's going to be Jack Redwine. Eau Claire already played one game today. They're hustling their way through the 2nd in the bottom half of the 6th, down by 3. All 3 of those runs came in the bottom half of the 3rd.
7, 8, 9. But they're not a normal 7, 8, 9.
No, they're not. They're not a normal anything. 10-plus runs in 6 of their last 7 games. 10-plus hits in most of those as well.
I think you said it. No lead is safe.
Not against
Eau
this
Claire.
team. Manitowoc was 1 point up, 5-0. That became 5-3 before Manitowoc added one more in the 4th, as this ball scorched for a base hit out towards Dan Schmitz. Able to keep it in front of him, but that's a leadoff single for Redwine.
Left fielder number 6, Mason Koska.
6th hit of the game for Eau Claire. An 11-pitch inning for Dylan O'Connell puts him at 95. So he has 10 more to work with.
Gonna face Manitowoc's 2-3-4.
0-2. Here to Mason Koska, who's 0 for 2 today. The 8 and 9 hitters a combined 0 for 4. 0-2 pitch, swing in, cracks it foul and out of play. Not quite out of play, but out of reach, to say the least.
I think he'll come with the curveball here.
Curveball out.
I think they struggle with curveballs in general. Don't be afraid to throw it over the plate.
Goes fastball. This could be two as Brock Peterson gets it. Just going to go to first. High throw. Kept the foot on the bag, though, and able to get the out. Moves
Your
the
man
runner
clock,
over to
you'll take
second.
that.
Yeah. Brock knew he didn't have a shot at two. He at least got the one, which was a lot closer than it had to be.
Stefani's got to go right after this guy. Limited at bats. See if Thibodeau, though, can clutch up.
No need to mess around against the 9-hitter. Who's on his 8th at bat of the tournament, I believe.
3 plus 4. 7th.
7th.
Oh, no, well, 7 it is.
I was close. Hit this one out again, and Travis Coleman going to come get it. No, it goes to Brock Peterson.
Oh, my.
And he didn't even make a throw because Coleman was in the way.
See if that bites him. That's big. Because here come the horses.
Erickson, he's got to be due. He's 0 for 3.
Wow. Wow.
You don't see that often from Manitowoc defensively. Coleman came over to get it, couldn't come up with it. Brock Peterson then got it, and Ridge Guyette was waiting to throw. It never came.
Wow. That should have been an out. Here come the horses.
Redwine on second. Thibodeau on first as Erickson takes ball 1. Both teams with 7 hits. The big difference as it stands is the scoreboard. Manitowoc leads 6-3. Eau Claire going to look to make them pay as the day is coming down to it for Stefani. It's got to be his 95th pitch or so as he nears 100. My guess would be Manitowoc throws Brock Peterson in the 7th, but it's just speculation. 1 ball, 1 strike. Golfed it up towards left. Alex Linsmeyer there. And going to make the catch, holding up Jack Redwine at second.
Second baseman, number 7, Jack Kane.
Now you got to worry a little more. Kane 2 for 3 today. A single and a double.
2 hits to left, hit to right. He's all over. And he hits it hard.
That we know for sure. Puts it
And
in
he
play.
can run.
Even 1 run for Eau Claire right now to cut it to 2 would make it more manageable in the 7th. Is a firecracker? Is that Marty's words behind us? 1-1. Stefani got to be getting close to the 105 mark. He's done a heck of a job, though, even giving up 7 hits. Only 3 runs have come across. Manitowoc has an error as well, and even though that single for Will Thibodeau goes down as a hit, that's a big error that costed him.
Yep. See if it hurts him.
2 balls and a strike as Stefani gets his headband and hat all situated. Got to focus here. Get dialed in, get the final out. And now 1 strike away.
Good pitch.
Both of Kane's hits came in the 1st and 3rd inning. He flew out in the 4th. Stefani trying to keep him in check and make him go 2 for 2. The 2-2 pitch, fastball late. Well behind it as it gets hit into the trees.
This could be the at-bat of the game. If he gets on, look out.
You got a pitch to waste if you want to. Goes curveball, hit same spot. Staying alive is Kane at the plate. Dylan O'Connell has reached base in all 3 of his appearances. He is due up next. He could give his own run support as he's got just 10 pitches remaining in the top half of the 7th. Granted, they send him back out. Breaking pitch again, same spot. 3 consecutive. If you're Stefani, this one's getting to you. You wonder what you got to do to put this guy away. Expect fastball
in.
here, yep.
Fastball in.
It is fastball. Right down the middle, basically, keeping it in check. And the throw down to first by Ashton Portman keeps Manitowoc ahead by 3. Down to our final inning, potentially, of state tournament action. This is our 15th game in the tournament, and it all comes down to these final 6 outs. See if Dylan O'Connell can work through the 2, 3, 4 part of the order in just 10 pitches. A lot easier said than done, but we've seen less than 10 pitch innings before. He comes into the inning with 95 as the day for Nathan Stefani is done. 105 pitches he went, exactly 105 as this ball hit out into left, and that is caught. What a way to start the inning. On the 96th pitch, a fly out to Luke Erickson.
Shortstop number 8, Brock Peterson.
Peterson has 2 hits and an RBI today. 2 for 3 as he scored in the 3rd. Manitowoc see if they can expand on their 6-3 lead and see if they can get into the pitching depth of Eau Claire. First pitch comes to Brock. He hits it back foul. Now it gets interesting for Eau Claire because Grant Silverman threw 17 in the first game today. When you play more than 1 game in a day, as long as you threw under 45 in that first game, you can return. So he's an option for them if Eau Claire wants to go his way. If the pitch count is reached, as this one is hit out, and it could be caught. It is 2 quick outs, as making the catch there is Sam Feck. Guyette struggling today, as he has been all tournament long. What are we at, like 98, 99? 98. This will be the 99th pitch. Able to hold up. Pitch 100 coming up for O'Connell. Even if Guyette gets on base, he can still face Portman. As a strike comes in, just depends how deep in this count we go. The 1-1 pitch, pitch 101, just missed. Home plate umpire thought he was getting ready to signal strike, but he stayed down.
He's done a nice job controlling his pitch count since he was at 53 after 3.
Strike comes in, 2-2. See if O'Connell can work out of this inning and somehow pitch all 7. The 2-2 pitch. Guyette swings and misses. The struggle continues as a 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7th inning keep Eau Claire in check down 3. It all comes down to this. So we have a few defensive changes for Manitowoc. Ashton Portman goes out to right. Brandon Stefani, who was the DH, he's now playing second, and it's going to be August Hecker making his first pitching appearance of the tournament, and it comes down to these 3 outs. All he needs is 3 outs. You can give up 1 run, you can give up 2, you can give up none. What you can't do is give up 3 or 4. 3 would extend the game to the 8th, 4 would end it. And actually, Dylan O'Connell has thrown 103 pitches. He could face another batter if necessary, potentially even 2 batters, whatever way you look at it. But it all comes down to August Hecker looking to get a save here in Game 15 and punch Wisconsin, or Manitowoc, I should say, to winning the Wisconsin State AAA tournament.
Tell you this, he's going to earn it.
Yeah, he is. 3-4-5.
And 6 isn't bad either.
6 is probably the best 6-hitter I've ever seen as strike 1 comes in. Hecker's next pitch, breaking ball, undercut it, falls behind 0-2.
Connor, 7 of 20 in the tournament.
Oh, Manitowoc fans thought he was rung up, but he is not. Count goes to 1-2. Everyone already celebrating a little prematurely. As Hecker, quick worker, bouncing ball, past the arm of Hecker. Stefani new to second base. Got a bad read on it, and that's a base hit.
Shortstop number 25, Gabe Richardson.
Gabe Richardson, 0 for 3.
Should have been an out.
Could have been either Hecker's ball or Stefani's to get, but Stefani, as Hecker goes sidearm, misses for the first ball.
Up 0-2 there, got a ground ball. And
didn't take an odd hop or anything like that
just
either.
he stumbled.
Strike 1. Gabe did strike out back in the 5th. He struck out looking along with Sam Feck. That was that 5th inning where Dylan O'Connell got on with a leadoff double. And then the next 3 were retired as once again Hecker has 2 strikes. Looking for that first out of the inning. The 1-2 pitch.
He's a pretty quick worker.
Very quick. He doesn't like to waste a whole lot of time, and Stengel fired down back. Got it right back to him. He knows what his pitcher likes. Just missed outside. Count goes full. Boy, if Eau Claire gets their 2 leadoff guys on, things are interesting. 6-3 ball game. Full count pitch from Hecker. Fastball hammered it down the left field line. Just a little bit ahead.
Hammered is the correct term. Well struck.
Here we go, full count once again. Runner stays put at first, goes sidearm, tried to confuse him. It's the second time he's done that in this AB. Sam Feck on deck.
Sheboygan needs to get baseballs.
A lot of foul balls in this game. Full count pitch, hit, and it's going to get past Coleman. A single puts runners on first and second, and Eau Claire is in business.
First baseman number 5, Sam Feck.
Feck is a big-time threat, even though he's only 1 for 3 today. He's gone down on strikes twice, both times looking. His other AB, though, was an RBI single. If he does that here, it cuts the deficit to 2.
And he's dead pull. See if they move the shortstop over as well. Dead pull hitter. Manitowoc, you just want outs.
Feck, first pitch swinging. Up the infield it goes. Gets through the legs. Can they get the out at second? They do. What a play by Brock just to get that out as runners are now on the corners.
Talk about a double play ball. Double play ball right there.
You go back to that first ground out, and then a double play ball. This game could be over, but not quite yet. Jonah Hansen, one swing of the bat could tie.
And he's dead pull, too. I was surprised. No, you could just tell the Manitowoc kid's a little nervous.
They're not quite done yet as Hecker steps off. The only players to hit home runs in this tournament are Eric Pongrantz, did it in Game 1. Mason Koska did it in Game 2. Brock Bennington did it in Game 6. And Dan Schmitz did it in Game 7. Koska still 2 batters away. You don't want to face him as that pitch missed. Ball 1. O'Connell at third. Feck at first.
Runner at third means nothing if you're Manitowoc.
Hit him.
He never moved.
Bases are loaded as the life gets sucked out of Wildwood Park. Jack Redwine could end this game with a grand slam.
Well, if you're the first baseman here, I don't know why you're up. You want to be back because you're leaving a huge hole. You just want outs.
Hit this one right to Coleman. Can he get back to third in time? Diving effort over there. Safe as O'Connell, but what a line out. Now, Eau Claire's down to their final out.
Manitowoc on their feet. Some of them were halfway out the dugout to celebrate.
That was a bang-bang play at third. O'Connell somehow got back. What a diving effort by Coleman, too.
If you're Manitowoc here, you want to be way deep, way deep. Nothing over your head. Nothing over your head.
Base hit likely scores 2, which is not the end of the world.
Right.
But it puts a lot of pressure on Hecker to get the finish.
Nothing over your head.
1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch to Koska. Koska hits it up towards center field. Dan Schmitz makes the grab, and Manitowoc has won the 2022 AAA State Tournament here in Wisconsin. A 6-3 win over Eau Claire. The final out goes to Dan Schmitz. Give Nathan Stefani the win and Hecker the save as Manitowoc is feeling good about themselves. 6-3 puts down Eau Claire. Held them to the least amount of runs allowed against Eau Claire here in the tournament. What a game it was.
2 teams that will represent Wisconsin well.
August 3rd through August 7th, we can now tell you that it will be Eau Claire playing the Illinois runner-up playing against the Illinois runner-up at 9:30, and Manitowoc will be playing the Illinois champ at 12:30. Manitowoc, congratulations to them as they win the Wisconsin AAA 19U State Tournament 6-3 over Eau Claire. For Mike Martin, for Chris Wright, for Bill Wagner, for Scott and Kelly Witter, for everyone, including Ryan Salma, who's helped out throughout this tournament, thank you all so very much. We were a part of a very special time, and it is Manitowoc who claims the championship, 6-3, avenging their loss from Eau Claire last night. We will see you all next year for the state